I can't get a better job because of my record. I go to AA. My kids are finally living with me. I talk to my counselor a lot.
You fall down and you get back up on the horse. I want to see this play. Who's going to play me?
I took care of my grandmother for the last 2 weeks of her life. I did things I didn't think I could do.
You didn't think you could?
No, because before, when she needed help,
You couldn't.
I couldn't. I was 4 sheets to the wind and I couldn't help nobody.
But now...
But this time, she needed me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm there. I'm solid. I can be trusted. I'm home.
Home is where the heart arrives, where it sits down in the bones after a long, long detour.
That's right.
Home is where the heart decides to live, and I don't mean only to survive, but where the heart can be alive.
This young girl is growing up everywhere.
Blackout.
You know, we're at the very beginning of that crisis intervention and helping people in that immediate, when they're reaching out for that help and trying to get out of a situation. But as you saw, the caseworkers, the character caseworkers that were on the stage, there are so many barriers that these survivors are up against. You know, 1 minute they're coming into our office and it's a matter of they need a protection order. Well, that didn't get granted. So where does that leave them? What's the next step? Or the one character who couldn't read. I see that every day in my office. We have people who don't even know how to fill out the protection order in order to keep themselves safe. So there are so many barriers that these survivors are up against, and there is an extreme lack of services. And I know that we're working very hard here in the state of New Hampshire to develop and create these services, but we're just at the beginning. And I think even nationwide, we're just at the beginning of starting to put together the services that are really, really needed for people reaching out for support.
Thank you, Julie. You touched on something towards the end of what you had to say about one of the difficulties being that you can't replace that need in people to belong or to be loved. And I think that touches on something that is absolutely universal.
Mm-hmm.
It's been in us. It's actually one of the few instincts that we're born with as human beings. The instinct, the need to belong and to be loved.
Yeah.
It's incredibly powerful.
Absolutely.
And I want to get to some questions that have to do with sort of the larger philosophical issues that have been with us since the beginning of human history. But before that, I want to open it up to all of you to ask questions that you might have for any or all of our panelists, because I think they've done a wonderful job of presenting some very different perspectives on this issue of human trafficking. So questions, please. Yes.
Yeah, I don't have a question yet. I am just blown away.
Of course,
And
so deep.
it's and I was blown away by your ability to make this alive for me. I don't want to see it, but you made it alive for me. And I was a little bit like, I don't think a cookie is going to allow me to shift my emotional energy. So I stayed here, and then we moved into kind of a more intellectual and personal story. And I was like, I just can't go from this to that. And then you told your story, and then I was back in it again.
Yeah.
So I really just have, I am blown away because I know this is real, but I have never been experienced or exposed to it in my life.
Mm-hmm.